said that the effectiveness of blood is what grants admission or is what grants access to power, either on the political side or on the financial side. It also grants influence, and it also grants what? Authority. All right, we also say that there is the two sides of the coin. So the cross provides two things. So we have what he suffered for, and we said those things are called the general grace. The general grace such as salvation, speaking in tongues, healing, forgiveness of sins, redemption. We couldn't have done nothing on those areas, so he paid for us. But I also say there are things that he also got individually. Now let me make you understand. When you are an intercessor and you are fasting for someone, God is going to answer you because you are fasting for someone. So the person you are fasting for or the person you are praying for has a benefit, right? You also have what? A benefit. There's an English adage, and I agree with it, that says the best way to learn is to teach. Are we together? The best way for you to learn is to do what? To teach. And so one of my mentors from Benin said to me, he said, son, never stay at the back seat. There is no improvement on the back seat. He said, wherever you go, make an endeavor to stay at the front row. He said, because when you stay at the front row, you lead. And when you lead, you make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you correct them, you grow. So the place to be for growth, the place to be for transformation is at the front seat. So he says, always be at the front. Don't be scared. Never stay where people lead you. Stay where you lead. So by leading people, you are able to develop yourself. You are leading people, you are able to be able to improve on yourself. By leading people, you are able to advance. Because while you are correcting them, you are taking notes. So the best teacher is to teach. And that is why the best teacher is the one that teaches. So if you want to learn, you must always be the what? The teacher. Be at the front. Take leadership positions. Get yourself into a position where you own responsibility. Because responsibility is the definition of maturity. When you want to know who is matured, you look at the level of responsibility that the person carries. If you want to know how mature, they don't do maturity by age. No, you can still be 72 years old and you are still a child. So if we want to take note of the kind of person you are, we'll check your responsibility. So there were things that Jesus got, and those things we had 75%. So if you plus 75 plus 25, it will give you what? 100. Please can someone on the phone so that it doesn't pick the frequencies. Now you need to understand that the life of Jesus, please remember we are still on the conference. The blood, the altar, and what? The sacrifice. So when you understand these natures, you are able to know when to do, what to do, how to do them. So what happens is that the place of responsibility that Jesus took upon himself to go to cross gave him 75 uncommon graces. That's the percentage. What we received by him going to the cross is 25. What he himself received for going to the cross is 75. So those 75% are now what we call the uncommon grace. Let's see Revelation chapter 5 so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Let's see Revelation chapter 5 from verse 11. Revelation chapter 5 from verse 11. So you will understand that we are things that he did not have before he went to the cross. Anybody that goes through the trenches of sacrifice does not come out the same. I'm not permitted to say this, but I will encode it and I'll bring it out. After the program, I was just at home taking my bath. And the Holy Spirit came to me at the bathroom it was as if I was almost collapsing. And he said something to me. And he said, because of this sacrifice, then he said something. And watch my next 3 years. So there are things you get when you present sacrifice to God. And this is one of them. Now, Revelation chapter 5, let's see verse 11, please. Please put it on the screen if you can help us. It said, and I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beast and the elders. And the number of them was what? 10,000 times, 10,000 times, 10,000 of 10,000s. We don't have the time to calculate this. It's just for you to know the angels that are around God's throne. So if you calculate it, you're going to be running into tens of billions. And that's just for the first part of it. If you get into 10,000 times 10,000, that's a problem. So if you look at it, the number of them, 10,000 times what? 10,000 times. So if you multiply it, you know how much it's giving you? It's 10 billion. And then you get into thousands of thousands. So it's innumerable. Other translations will tell you they are innumerable amount of angels that is within the throne. But every one of them has their systematic. We are going to do the ministry of angels probably by next year by the grace of God. And I will teach you what the different angels are and their assignments. All right, next verse. Saying with a loud voice. What did they say? Worthy. Just wait. It is not everything that you see a man have that came by favor. He is highly favored. Come and enjoy the favor. It is not everything a man owns that comes by favor. Say, when I'm in favor with God, go in favor with God. It is not. They said, what is the Lamb? The nature of the recipients is that he is what? Worthy. They didn't say favor is the Lamb. Because here, whenever you see somebody own anything, you say God's favor, he has uncommon grace. He has uncommon grace. You don't have uncommon grace. That uncommon grace, that is a price that is paid for. Just as I always say that excellence is not a gift. Discipline is not a gift. Dedication is not a gift. Commitment is not a gift. Focus is not a gift. There's nobody that has the gift of discipline. When you work on yourself, the evidence of the proof of what you carry is a resultant effect of either of these things I've mentioned. They are not given by gift.